In this tutorial video, we're going to create a website using the Astra Builder. Hi, my name is Stratos and I create video tutorials about WordPress. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. So we're going to use the Astra Builder named Spectra, and it's based on Gutenberg, and we're going to recreate this Astra template, which is using Elementor. This template is built with Elementor, and we're going to recreate it using the Gutenberg Builder. And I'm not going to go pixel perfect. I'm not going to worry about every single detail. I just want you to see how you can create a website using this Spectra Builder. Let's go first and see about Spectra. As you can see, it was released in August 16 of this year, 2022. It doesn't have a pro version at this moment. It only has a free version. So everything that you are going to see, they're all free plugins, and you just need a WordPress installation to follow along. I will put the link for this blog in the description below, so let's close that and let's go to the website that we're going to play with. So the easiest way to get all the images, and if you want you can follow along with these steps, you can go into the appearance themes and you can download the Astra theme as you can see here, and then go into the plugins and then download and install the starter template. After that, I can click here that says See Library. And here I will put security. This is the one. And now I can go and click continue. If you didn't press anything, it will load the Elementor, because this is the default one as you can see here, and I have to go and select the block editor if I want for another builder. But since we're going to download that in Elementor, I'm going to leave it as it is. So click here, then skip and continue because I don't want another logo here. Continue. I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm going to do anything here. I agree, no agree. Submit, and this will import the website. Basically, it will download the images and it will create the menu, all the styling for the theme, and it will recreate the pages in Elementor. After that, I'm going to disable Elementor and I'm going to delete everything from the pages, and I'm going to start with the new builder. Okay, as you can see, it finished. It took about 10 seconds or so. So let's go back into the website. No, not it. Let's view the website first. And this is the website as you can see. And since we're here, let's take some measurements. Let's go for GTmetrix just to test that with the website that we're going to build later on. And let's go with the Google page speed inside, and let's also check that. Sorry for the Greek. Let's wait a little bit for this. Okay, it's finishing, and I can now go into here. Let's go back. Okay, it finished, and as you can see, these are the numbers, pretty good. And of course, this is basically a stripped website. It doesn't have too much of plugins or anything else. So let's go into the plugins, install plugins. I'm going to deactivate Elementor. Skip and deactivate. Delete. And let's go and add new. And let's search for Spectra. Of course, Spectra can be used with any theme. It doesn't care what theme you have installed. It's just a builder, so you can use it along with your favorite theme. Let's go and activate that. And once it's activated, you can see inside the settings, inside the Spectra, we have some settings here that we can choose. As you can see here, we have the extensions, and you can disable all of them, or what you're not going to use. Of course, you're not going to disable all of them, but if you want, you can just deactivate all and then activate only those that you are going to use. Now, personally, I would select deactivate all, and then I would go and activate only those that I know that I need, like the heading, like the image, like a call to action, an info box, buttons, of course. And then I would go and create the website, and once I need something else, I would go back and enable that. And that's how I will know that all those disabled are not going to be used anywhere. If I want something, I can go and enable that again. So I'm going to use the icon list also, maybe the form, I'm going to see, and I don't think that I'm going to use anything else. Let's also put the post grid, and let's see if we're going to use anything else. Social share, no. Best price review. As you can see, it has many elements here. But let's go and activate all of those and let's continue. Let's go to the settings, and here we're going to set the default content width. This is very important. You have to go and see the width of the theme and the settings that you have, and then go and set the same settings right here. So let's go into appearance and let's go into the customize, and we're going to search for the actual settings that we have inside the Astra. So here we have the container, and the container is 1200. Okay, let's close that and let's go and put here 1200. After that, we have the container padding, and this is every time that you create a container, it has a padding on top, bottom, left and right of 10 pixels. Then we have the container element gap, and it's 20 pixels, and I'm going to put 0 here because I don't want that to have any gap. And here for the blocks editor spacing, also I'm going to put here 0. I'm just going to leave 10 inside here. The collapse panels means that the column that you have on the right, it will collapse all the options that you're not going to use, so you will focus only on those settings that you want. Copy and paste, of course, automatic block recovery, so you don't have to click the recovery every time Gutenberg makes a mistake or you have to refresh or something goes wrong. And then load font awesome 5 support. I don't think that I will need any font awesome 5 here. It's the icons, and you can search the font awesome 5 and see the icons that they have, but I'm going to leave it as it is at this moment. And of course, if you disable that, it will speed up a little bit your website. It does load something that doesn't need to be loaded. After that, we have the asset generation. So if you don't want the CSS and JavaScript inline reload in every page, you can go ahead and disable that, and it will generate those separately. After that, we have the asset regeneration, and you can regenerate CSS and JavaScript. This is if something goes wrong and the style is not as you want to be. You check in the front end and something is weird, so you go and click the regenerate here. I have faced some issues, and this helped. Then we have the templates, and here you can see that it enables or disables the template button. After that, we have the version control, and you can go and roll back to a previous version or enable the beta to see new things about the new version. This is not something that you want to do in a live website. This is only for testing. Then we have the performance, and here you can load Google Fonts locally, so you don't have any problems with GDPR. And of course, all the fonts will be locally. And you can also select to allow only selected fonts and not anything else. So this is ideal if you hand over your website to a client, you disable all the other fonts, and he can choose only from 2 or 3 fonts. After that, we have the block settings, and as you can see, you can use a reCAPTCHA in the form. And then we have the coming soon feature, which enables the coming soon mode, and you can select a page that you're going to use as a coming soon if you enable this feature, of course. Now, I would like some more features here. I would like an export feature and import, of course, so I could export the settings in the Spectra dashboard and import them in a different website. I would like to have more control over the editor option, so I can select inside the padding that I want different padding for the top, bottom, and left and right, so I can do something different. And of course, if I go here, I cannot select anything in the pixel. So this is always pixel, and I need to change that to something different. But I cannot use a custom here and write something. I cannot use clamp, of course. I have to use pixel as they are here. Okay, let's go now to the pages. Let's hit all pages. And I'm going first into the home. I'm going to click edit. And I'm going to keep that as a reference, and let's go into the edit page. As you can see, we have nothing inside here. By deleting the Elementor, all the content is deleted. I don't know why. I thought that we will have some content inside here, but we don't. So let's start by clicking the plus icon, and then let's go for browse all just to see all the Spectra elements that we have inside here. So as you can see, they are first in line. They have this light blue, and this is how you can separate that from a different, if you have Gutenberg block theme or something that it will give you access to more elements. So this light blue is the Spectra color. Now, I would like to have something more to distinguish those elements from a different plugin, because if you install the Cadence theme, you will see that they are using the blue color, and this is light blue. So it will sometimes be difficult to specify which one is which, and I would like here to have something more like an S or something different. So we're going to add first a container. This is what we are going to start with. Always use a container before anything else. And this will give you more control, more flexibility when you're going to start building. You always need to start with a container. You don't have to. You can drop your elements directly into the page, but it's better if you add first the container. So we're going to select first the layout, and as you can see, we have different columns inside here. And let's go into the page, and as you can see, we have something like a 2 column here, and they're using only the right column just to create this effect. So I'm going to use 2 columns here, and this is the one. And now I can go and add the background and of course everything else inside that column. So we're going to add first, and as you can see, I have selected the container. If I click here, you will see that this column is like a container. It's exactly a container, but it's nested inside another container. If I click here, you will see it also. So we have a container and then 2 containers inside here. So Spectra is using containers to create those pages. Let's click the container, this container, so we know that we're using the row, the first container, and we're going into style and we're going to click for the background image, and for the image we're going to select the one that was in the header, and I think this is the one. Okay, so we need this one, and as it says here, hero image. Okay, so let's copy that and put that in the alternative text, select, and now we have that image. For the settings, as you can see, we have some position inside here. I'm not going to do those settings right now. Let's go first and take the text. So we have something like that, 15 years of experience, and I'm not going to check which HTML element is. It's H1, H2, I don't really care. I'm not going to do everything in pixel perfect as we said. This is a tutorial to understand how to use Spectra. So let's add first a heading, and I'm going to paste here the text. The color that you saw is from a plugin that I have in Firefox. It's not the fault of Spectra or anything else. It's strictly from a plugin extension that I have in Firefox. So as you can see, the color of the letters are in black or brown, and we're going to go and grab the color white. And to do that, I'm going to click heading. Let's go for styles, and here in colors, I'm going to select the white. Now, as you can see, I have some palette here, some colors from the palette here, but this also is coming from the theme. So if you have another theme, you will have different colors inside here. And this is great because you can go into your theme, select the colors that you want if your theme can have color palette and global colors, and then you can use those colors inside the Spectra to build your pages. Okay, let's go to the typography and select for the size something like 20 pixels, something like that. And then if we want, we can select the transform, and we can select the uppercase, which was uppercase. After that, let's go and grab the other one, better private security. And also I need that to be in the left. So let's go into the general and align that in the left. Okay, after that we have also a heading here. And as you can see here, it says write a description because the heading has a description as well. So if we go, we can select the subheading here, and I'm going to disable that because I don't want to add heading and subheading. I just want 2 headings inside here. Those 2 elements is what I want here. So click here and paste that and disable subheading. Let's put that in the left, and let's go for style, and let's put white as the color. Let's see how it looks. Okay, and then we're going to take this text. Let's go here, and I'm going to change a little bit the size. So let's go for 40 maybe. Okay, I can see that the text is wrong, so let's grab it again. Let's copy that, and I think that I didn't triple click it to delete all the text and just have that. So let's go again for typography, and let's go for 50, something like that, or 60. Okay, after that we're going to need a text element, so let's go and grab here the text element, and let's go inside here. I'm going to click the plus icon here, And I'm going to select the paragraph and I'm going to copy the text here. And for the text, I'm going to use also the color white. Here it is. Okay. After that, we have a line here, as you can see, and then we have something like that. So to do that, let's go back here. I'm going to click the plus icon here and I'm going to add a separator. And the separator needs to be in the white color. Okay. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end right now. Okay, so we have the text here, and of course we need some spacing at the top and at the bottom, and we're going later on to fix all the space that we have inside here. Let's go back here, and let's grab the collage today. And as you can see, this is 2 columns, so we can use 2 different routes to create something like that. We can use an info box and we can style that in the left, and then we can add the heading and the subheading maybe, or we can use 2 elements, the 2 containers to create those columns, and then use the icon and then 2 headings. It's up to you what you want to use. Let's go first for the info box and see if we can create something like that. So this is the info box, and as you can see here, we have some settings, some presets that you can use. This is the icon on the middle, this is the icon on the left, and this is without icon. Let's go and see if the icon can be instead of above the title, in the left of the title. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and for the icon, I'm going to use the call, so the phone. Let's go and select the phone. Okay, I need to type phone. This is the one that I want. Okay, after that, I'm going to select the styling for the icon first. Let's go for the icon, and I need a stacked, and I need that with color white, and for the background color red. I think this red. Okay, let's go now for the width. I think the width is okay. It needs a little bit of padding. Let's go for 20. Okay, 20. I need to put here this icon to link all of those. So 20, I think it's a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be. So let's go for 15, and I think we're good to go. After that, we have the info box title here. So I need to take the collage today text, and then I'm going to put that in here. Collage today, and then I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to paste that in here. Okay, so now we have all the settings that we need. I think that this should go up here, so let's remove that from here and let's put here an enter and paste the text here. Okay, so let's go back to the general and let's go for the content. And the content, I'm going to disable this description, so this text that it has here is going to be disabled. And now I'm going also for the heading title. It's H3. I'm going to leave it as H3. Let's go into style and let's go for the title, and I'm going to put here color white. So now we can see the text. And okay, I don't know why the text is doing all of those things. Maybe it has something like that, the semicolon, and I just leave it there. Okay, doesn't matter. Now you will see that in the info box you have settings for the call to action, so you can add also a button, but also it has a complete box here that says it will make linkable, it will make link all of that. And I think it's good for collage today element to have the whole phone inside a link, so no matter what you click, the icon or the collage today or the actual phone number here, it will call the actual number there. And this is something that it should have also in the template here. Okay, so we're going to grab this one and let's go for the link, and this is telephone and semicolon and then the phone number here, as you can see. And we're good to go with that. So I'm going to put an update here. I'm going to click update and let's go to the container. Remember that we had the container first and then we have 2 containers for the columns. And then we're going into the spacing, into the style spacing, and we're going to mess up with the padding. So I need padding 250 on top. I'm going to unlink those because I don't want 250 everywhere. 10, 10. So I think that we are set. Let's go and check. Maybe we need some more. Okay, I think we are good with the padding. I don't need to change the padding, but I need to put a little bit of space inside the elements here. And of course, this line is not from the beginning of the column to the end of the column. It's just right here. Let's go and see if it has some settings for that. So let's click that and let's see what it has. It has a white line, dots. So we need a white line here. And after that, if I click here the container, which is right here, let's open that and see that the container contains all of those elements, and I need the container, not anything else. I will have here for the general and the flex properties some things that I can change, and for the container some other things. We're going to use only for the gap, the styling here. We have a row gap and the column gap here, and the gap means that it will go and put gap between every element that has inside this container. So we need a row gap, and I'm going to put something like 10, something like that. Let's update that and let's go and refresh. Not this one, this one. Okay, and I did two more things. I need more gap inside here, and I need something for the background. And let's do that. Let's go for 20 here. Okay, 20 is the row gap. And then let's go into the background and let's go for color. And then, sorry, not that container. For the whole container, we need the background. And we need here the overlay tab to be classic, and then let's select the color black and let's put the transparency a little bit low. Okay, something like that. I think it's about 50%. Now I would like here to have something different, so let's change that and let's change that to RGB. So we know that the transparency is 47, so let's go for 50. Okay, and let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. And I think it's pretty good, as you can see here. It's not pixel perfect again, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go into the next one, and the next one that we're going to create is this one, as you can see here. Now, I'm not going to recreate those numbers that are adding up because I don't have that element inside here, and I'm not going to add any other plugins. So let's go and start building that. We're going here. We're going to click the plus icon, and we're going to add another container. This has also two columns here, so we need two columns. And let's go and see what we have. We have something like a background here and something like a background here. And we also have something different inside here. This is a pattern or something like that. Let's go here, and first we're going to click this container, and this has a type of background. This is the one, and the color should be something like maybe this one or this one. Let's update that and see if it's looking in the front end. No, it doesn't look anything. We don't have any other color. So let's change that to a little bit more of gray, maybe this one. And after that, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click the color, and I'm going to select, sorry, the background, and here the pencil, and then let's go for this red. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. And as you can see, this doesn't go from the one end to the other, as you can see here. So in order to do that, I have to go into the container, into the parent container. I have to go and select into general, the container, I think, and this is something that I have to put here instead of boxed full width. Let's update that and let's see how it looks in the front end. And as you can see, it goes from the beginning to the end. We have something like a padding here, so I have to go and remove that. So let's go into the style and in the spacing. Remember that I'm inside the parent container. So here, let's go and put 0. So it's going to go 0 everywhere. Okay, update that and let's see in the front end. And now we're okay and we can start building. So let's grab this one first and let's go into here. I'm going to add the heading. And this is the one that I want. Let's double click it, triple click it, and paste that. And I'm going, of course, to remove the subheading. Now, I wish I could do that and doesn't add the subheading every time. Okay, let's see. And the align is on the left, so let's align that on the left. And if you want to change, of course, the age tagging, you can do that from here. Now, let's add also a text element. So add a paragraph element. Let's go and grab the text. And this is the text. Sorry, here. And I also have here a click here element that says click here, okay? Let me see, I cannot copy the text. Okay, it doesn't matter. And I have also an arrow here. When I hover over, it becomes black, but it's actually red. Okay, so let's go here and we're going to add a button. So let's click the plus icon. Let's add the button. We're going to add the buttons, and as you can see, we have two buttons here. And let's see here. We have here the buttons. This is the buttons element. This is for the whole row. And if I open that, we have two buttons inside here. So you can add more buttons if you want, but you can also control the row inside here. We're going to click this one and we're going to remove that. And this will only remove that one button. It's not going to remove the whole element. And then we need to change a little bit the styling here. So let's go first to, of course we have presets everywhere, but we're not going to do that. We're going to use first the buttons here, and we're going to align that in the left because that's how it was. After that, we need to remove here the borders. We need to change the background color, and we need, of course, to change the text color as well. So let's choose the button. And let's go into the style. We need to change the border, and I'm going to remove the color here. And of course, we can select none as the border style. After that, we can go, the blue is just because this element is selected, it's not for the border. After that, we have the color, the background color that adds when you hover over. So we go for the background, we have the color, and this is blank, but if we select the hover, I have something different. Of course, I cannot see anything here. It's still black, and this is something that it's a bug, and you will see it when you build buttons, that you will have something different in here and you will see something different here. But if you go into the front end, it will work. Hopefully they will fix it soon. Let's update it and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, and we do have a color here, even though we do not see a color here for the background. So let's select that. Let's just put a color here like black or something, and as you can see, it changes into black. And then let's go and grab this transparency and put that in 0, so we don't have anything inside here. After that, we're going into the text, and we're going to select for the text to be red. It's red, of course. And once we hover, we're going to go and turn that into black. And we also have an icon, and so let's go for the content, and we're going to add the icon, enable the icon first. And here is the icon, as you can see. And in style, I need the icon to be red, which is red, but once you hover, it goes into white. So I need here to be black. Again, I would like here to have those settings, since these are the settings that it has. But I think that it's grabbing the settings from the theme at this moment, and this is why it doesn't show me anything inside here. So let's put here red just to know what we have. Okay. Now we are okay. Let's see it in the front end. Okay, and we need to fix some settings inside here. As you can see, since we have select the containers to be full width, we have also the text here to be full width as well. Sadly, I don't have any settings to do easy on here, so I have to do that with the padding, and we're going to do it right now. So let's go here. Let's select that container. This is the one. And we're going into the padding here that has 10 everywhere, and we're going to put for the top, let's go for around 50, I think 50 for the bottom, and we're going to unlink those settings, and we're going to move the right into 0, and for the left I think it's about 100. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, and I definitely need more padding inside here. So let's go also for the right. I need 20 for the right, and for the left I need around 200, something like that. Okay, let's update that and see how it looks now in the front end. Refresh, and this is how it's going to look. We're not completely there, so we need to go more. Let's go for 300. And for the top and bottom, I think I need to put a little bit more. Let's go for 75 maybe. 75 and 75. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, I think we are better now, and I'm going to leave it as it is. Now I need to put the link to be aligned with those text, and this is because it's a button, so it has some padding inside here. So I'm going to remove the padding for the box here for the button. So let's go into spacing and let's remove the padding. Let's put that whole thing in 0. Sorry, 0, not minus. So we need 0, and then we need to go into the button here, and we need to go into the styling and spacing and put here also 0 here. And let's see now if it's going to go and align into the left. Let's go in refresh, not here, here. And as you can see now, we have the element aligned into the left. Also, I need a little bit of spacing inside those elements. So I need to change also for the container of the column. I need to go into the style spacing, and for the row gap, I'm going to put here maybe 10. Something like that. Let's update that. And now let's go to the right column, which is those numbers. And I'm going to grab the let's number tag. Okay, I think it is selected because it's red. I don't know if it's actually selected, but I think it is. Let's grab a heading and let's put that heading here. Yeah, it's selected. So I don't need a subheading. Okay. And then I need to do that with white. Change the color into white. And for the text, I'm going to change that and put maybe 20, something like that. Also, I need to capitalize that. So transform and uppercase, and we're okay. After that, I need to align that into the left, as I can see here. So let's go and change that alignment into the left. Okay, and then we need 2 columns, as you can see here, one for every set of numbers here that we have. So inside here, we need to add 2 columns. Now, here we have the first problem that we're going to solve. If I add here 2 containers, you're going to see here, the container is going to go one on top of the other. So we need to do something like 2 containers, and we need to put the one next to the other. In order to do that, we're going to click here the parent container, which is the whole column, the red column. And we need to go into the general, and into the flex properties, we need to set the direction instead of the column to be a row. Once I do that, you will see that this mess up with the layout, because we also have a let's number talk text here. So it basically go into the all the elements inside the column, and it put those into the same row. But I need to put that in a separate row, and I need to put that in 2 columns that we have here. So in order to do that, I'm going to rearrange those into the column, and now I'm going to add a 3rd container. So let's add a 3rd container. So this is the container. The first container is the one that is going to grab the other 2 containers inside, and it will say to those, let's go and put those direction into column. So hopefully you have understand what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to grab that container. I'm going to put that inside the container. Let's see if I can do that from here. Gutenberg is not the best in dragging and dropping, drag and drop items. So I need to put something like a paragraph inside here. And now that I have done that, it's easier to me to transfer that inside here and then just go and delete the paragraph. Okay, so now I have a container inside here that contains 2 containers. And I can now go into the direction and put that here like that. Not in that container, sorry, in the container here, in the parent container of those 2, and select that to be as columns, as rows, sorry. So now we have the one next to the other. And this was the problem, and as you can see, we can solve it quite easily, but it has some logic to do beneath those settings. Hopefully you have understand those settings, those steps, and you can create any design with a black box right now. So let's add here a heading, which will be the number, which is this one, 75 plus. 15 is, I don't know why I said 75, doesn't matter. Okay, 15 plus, and then we have a description. I'm going to leave the description, and I'm going to use it right now. So we have here in business, okay, and I'm going to put all of those in white. Let's go and grab that in white, and of course for the subheading, let's go and change that also to white. Okay. Now that we have that settings, we can go and duplicate that. So we have the second number here, and then we can duplicate 2 more times, duplicate and duplicate. And that we're going to move those 2 into this line. In order to do that, I have to add here a paragraph just to make my life easier, so I can move that. So select that and click here and move that into the right. Okay, and then do that as well here. Okay, now I can go and grab the settings, the text, not the settings, so it's 500 plus. Okay, after that we have happy customers. And then we have 128. It wasn't plus, I think. Yeah, it wasn't plus. Licensed officers. And also we have 2,000 assets protected. 2K plus, it didn't take the numbers. Okay, 2K plus. And then we have the assets protected. Sorry, assets protected. Okay, assets, I didn't took the protected. Let's copy that. It's hard for me to see what is selected because it's red background, so I don't know what it's actually selected. Okay, again, assets. Let's double click the word and hopefully I have copied the word this time. And protect. Okay, now I can remove here the paragraph that I have, the paragraph element. So let's go and type something and then let's select that and let's click here and click remove. Okay, let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. Now, as you can see, those two doesn't have the same height because this has a little bit of padding inside here, but this doesn't have the same padding. Now, I can do something different instead of padding here. So I can go and use a different setting here to change the height of this column, and I can do the same for that as well. And those two will always have the same height. So let's go into the container and let's go for the minimum height, and let's go something like 500. And you know that you are correctly when it starts adding numbers here, adding a little bit of more space. So I think that I need more space inside here. Let's go for 500 and see if it's going to go up. No, it didn't. Let's go for 600. You have to wait a little bit for the settings to be updated, but I think that it doesn't change anything. Let's go to 700 and see if it's going to change. Not see anything different. Let's go into the red one because it will be easier. So let's click here and let's go into the general and let's go, sorry, the container. I need the container and I need the column container. This is the container, the column container. And let's go for the minimum height to be 500. Let's wait a little bit, and as you can see, it needs a little more. So let's go for 800. Not 5,800, 800. And it needs a little bit more, so 850 for both of columns. And this is the magic number. So let's go back into that column and let's go for 850. Let's delete that and put here 850. And now let's update that. And hopefully it will be correctly in the front end. Yeah, as you can see, it's correctly in the front end. Now, in the back end, it's not correct. And maybe it's because I have also some padding and I'm going to remove it because there's no need in adding padding here. So let's go into style and let's go into the spacing. And here I can remove the padding. Let's go and remove that and also remove the bottom padding as well. Let's wait a little bit if it's going to refresh. No, it's not. So it doesn't take the settings as they are here. It doesn't look the same in the front end as you can see. Let's refresh here and see. Yeah, it doesn't look the same in the back end. Okay, let's go now and change here the alignment of the numbers. As you can see here, they are left aligned. So I need to put that in the left align. Let's align those in left. And I need maybe to add a little bit of space between those elements and maybe remove a little bit of space inside here, as you can see. So I need to go here. Let's go into the style. And for the bottom space, I'm going to remove a little bit of space here. Let's go for 5 pixels. 5. And I think that I'm okay. Now I can go and copy the style from this into everywhere else. So I'm going to copy the style. I'm going to click here and I'm going to paste that style, so it will take the same alignment and the same space inside here. And after that, let's go here and paste that style again and do the same with that. Paste the style. After that, I need to change the space that I have, so I need to click this container first, and then I'm going for the the container first. Container, not heading. Sometimes it does that. Even though I click outside, it grabs the heading. I don't know why, but it does that. And I need to put a little bit of spacing and spacing row gap. Let's go for 50. So this will go and put some gap between the element, the paragraph element, and the first container that we have here. Not the numbers and not inside, of course, the numbers, because those are inside a different container. It will just take and put the gap between the heading and the container that has it here, and not anything else inside those containers. So I also need to go into the left container, the left column, and I need also to put here a little bit of gap. So select the container again, and let's go for the column, the row gap, and let's go and put here something like 50. And after that, I'm going inside this column again and put that 50 again. Let's update that, and let's go in here and refresh the page to see if it has worked. As you can see, now I have the space. I need more space, but I'm not going to do that. I also need bigger text and bold, but I think that that is easy for you to do. It doesn't matter. So the only thing that I'm going to do is put a little bit of left padding inside here, and also I'm going to align those letters into the left to go into the same line underneath the let's number talk. Okay, so in order to do that, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go into the column first, and I'm going to put a little bit of padding. Let's go and select the container. And as you can see, I click the container, but it goes and switches into the heading, and this is like a bug. So I'm going to unlink that, and I'm going to put the padding for the left to be 50. 50. After that, let's go for the first container, which contains the columns, and this is the one, as you can see. And then I'm going to remove the padding here, 0. And after that, I'm going into the first container, which is this one, and let's click the container. And for this one, I am also going to, let's click the container again, and let's go and click the padding and put that 0. So now I know that it has no padding inside here. Everything else is just from the element. So if I click the element, let's see if it has anything like spacing. Let's go and put 0 into the padding and 0 into the margin, and see if it's going to go into the left. No, it doesn't. It didn't move at all. So let's see now if it's going to get the alignment. And now, as you can see, we have the alignment that we wanted. Okay, I think it's easy to go and see how you can change the text here in the size. Go into the heading and play with the settings here into not the text, the typography, and make it a little bit heavier, like 700 or something, and then choose a different size. It's way easy to do those things. Let's go to the next one, which will be our services. And as you can see here, we have one column, and then we start with 3 columns. So we're going to repeat the same process that we did with the containers in the previous step. So let's grab the our services, and let's go here, and let's go down here. I'm going to click the plus icon. I'm going to add the container. I'm going to select one column, and once you start using it, you will see that the flex box is really easy. It's a little bit of logic that you need to understand. But you will also notice that once we click the container, the root container can have these settings, and we can select the layout. But every container inside the root doesn't give us the same settings. I would like that to be also something that I would have. So the nested containers would also have something like that. So I don't need to go and add one container and then add 2 containers inside that. And if I forgot to do that, I have to go and add the first container and then add the paragraph inside there in order to go and put those containers inside what we did inside here. So I would like that to be in all the containers. So let's click first here. Let's add a heading. I also noticed that once you start adding the elements inside the page, the Spectra is going to slow down once you click something. So I think that this is also a bug, and hopefully it will be fixed soon. If you refresh the page, then you will go and get a better speed. So just to have that in mind, if you are going to build a very big page, you will get slower speeds once you reach the end. So let's paste the text here, our services, and I'm going to disable the subheading. Okay, and then click here and let's go for the root, and let's go and put the style and sizing. I'm going to unlink those, and this is the 10. That was the padding that we put in the settings, the 10 number that we have, and that was the padding that we had there. You can change, of course, if you want to have different than 10, but you cannot change different numbers for the top, right, bottom, and left. Let's go for top, and let's go and put here 75, and for the bottom 75 as well. After that, I'm going to grab the text here, and let's do that here. Add here the paragraph and put it like here, and change the alignment to be center. Okay. And after that, I need to add another container that it will contains 3 containers, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, and it will also have the title and the text here, and then the whole row, the whole container for those 3 will be duplicated in order to get also these 3 underneath. So let's go here, let's click inside here and add another container, and now I'm going here, I'm going to open that if I can. I cannot. Okay, this is the one that I want. I have a little icon for the recording on the front of my view, so this is why I misplaced the text. So let's go and duplicate that, and let's go and duplicate that once more. Okay, now we have 3 containers, so let's go into the container, and let's go into the general and flexbox properties and select the row. Now we have the 3 containers here, the 3 columns. So if we go here, we can see that we have an image, we have a text, and we have also a heading. So we can do we can build something like that with 2 different ways. We can use the info box, which you can have it and select the image and then the text and the heading here, but you can also add 3 items, image, title, and of course the text. Now, for me, I think it's better to use the info box here because I can also select the link into the text as well. So the image has a link, the title has a link, but the text doesn't have any links. And I would like also the text to have a link here. Now, if I was creating this website, I will also use here a button because from a mobile phone, it's hard to see that this has links because you don't have a mouse to hover over the images. And I think that you need a button here in order to show that these are links and you can click it and go somewhere else and see the services. So let's go and add here an info box. Okay, and let's go to the image icon, and I'm going to select for the icon the source as an image, and then for the image I'm going to select here. What we had is doorbell, so we have here, this is the image. I have already pasted the text, but I'm waiting for that to be loaded, and this is why I told you that the speed is going to decrease as we as we continue building the page. And I'm waiting for the image to be loaded, and you can see how much time it takes. So I'm going to update that, and I'm going to refresh the page, and you will see that the next boxes are going to be faster. Okay. So I'm going just to click an info box instead of duplicate that and adding here. I'm going to add, and I'm going to select info box, and let's go and select the image and select here image. And what was the image? The second one is the mobile phone. Okay, so wait here and select this one. Select it, and as you can see now the speed is okay, it doesn't slow down. So after that we need to change also the text and everything else that we have. So we have the axis solution here. And then we have this text. Okay, and then for the image, I need to go and make it bigger. So let's go and see if I can do that. Let's go into the style and let's go and see first the width. This is the custom width of the image, and I'm going to remove it completely and see if it's going to go full width. No, but let's go for percentage and let's go 100%. Okay. Now, of course, it changed. It's a square, I think, image, and it shouldn't be square. So I need to go also into the general, and I have here some settings for the image, and let's go and change that to full. And now I think this is better. Okay, let's see if it's in medium is okay. I think it's going into pixels and it's messing up my image. Okay, this is better. Of course, I don't usually use full images when I have just a thumbnail here, but here I don't have great resolution for the image, so let's leave it as it is. After that, we have the info box, and of course we can set the links inside here into the call action and can select the complete box and have it what we want for the link. Let's go for the info box as well. I'm going to copy the settings from here, copy style, and here paste style. And as you can see, the styles have copied, but not the text, of course, because I don't want to change the text. Now, as you can see here, these are not to the same height because these are aligned into the middle inside that container. If I go into the container, this one, that contains the 3 columns, and if I go into the, I think it's flex properties, and I like the items on top, it will go and do the alignment on top, so we have the same starting point for the images. But of course, this is because we have less text here, but I want just to show to you why those two weren't aligned. Okay, let's go and grab the text from here. Maybe I'm talking too much, I don't know, it's a big tutorial. It's a lengthy tutorial, not big. Okay, and after that, let's duplicate that. Where is duplicate? Here it is. And in order to put that on the right, I need to add a paragraph here and just add something in order to delete that later, and grab that and put that into the right. Okay, I did successfully. Let's remove here the paragraph and let's update that. So I'm going to change here the image. Sorry about that. I just click an image that I didn't want. Okay, so we have here the buzzer. So let's change the image to something different. Change the image and select the buzzer. Of course, I need to add an alternate text here. And then let's go and grab the buzzers. And put it here. Now, I'm not going to change the text here, the size text, and I think that this should be a little bit bold, so I think that it needs a little bit bold. I'm not going to change anything else. I think we are okay with that. So what I'm going to do now is going to select the container that contains those elements. This is the one. And after that, I'm going to click here and select to duplicate that, so it will add 3 more images down here. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. And I just need a little bit of spacing around here. So as you can see here, it has a little bit of spacing. Also, I need to put here a little bit of, I don't know, maybe I'm going to put an enter because I don't have many settings inside Gutenberg. And this is just a text element. So it was around ipsum here, I think. Okay, shift and enter. So it's going to go underneath and then select the container. Go into the styling, into the spacing, and select for the row gap to be 50. No, it's way too big. Let's go for 20. Something like that. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I think that this is okay now. So I can go and proceed with the next one. Let's see. Now, this has a little bit of less space. If you need less space than what it has, you can do it inside the containers inside here. So we have 2 containers. We have to click this container. And if you go and see that container, the next one will have a little bit of margin underneath. So we need to go into here and we're going to go into the margin and select here to be 0. Even though we don't have anything inside here, it does have a little bit of margin. If I go and put 0, you will see that it will go up. I think that it will go up. Let's select first the container and let's go for margin and let's select 0. Yeah, as you can see, it moved it a little bit. So it didn't have 0. Now it has 0. And I wish it had the real number that it had before, but that's the case. So let's refresh here and we will see that this came a little bit closer, I think. And now we can proceed with the next the next section. Oh, we also have here a button, and in order to do that we have to add a button outside those containers, the column containers. So we need to go into here and add the button, and let's check if it's in the right place, and I can see that it's outside those containers, as you can see. So we're okay with that, and let's click here. Let's remove that, remove the button, and for the button I need to go and put view all services. View all services. Triple click it. View all services. Okay, it's already uppercase, even though I type it in low letters, but I think it's already transforming into uppercase. So let's go and see the typography. Transform normal. I don't see. Maybe I write in all caps. I don't think that I did, but maybe I did. Okay, it doesn't matter. So let's go and change the colors now. Let's see how it has. It has a white color, but white background, and once you hover over, it changes into white, into red, but the color of the text changes also into red, which is a mistake here. And here we are better. I just need to change the color of the border into red. So let's go into borders and let's go and put here the red, and I think we're good to go. Update that, and now let's add the next section. Let's add the container and see what's the next section for. Okay, this is the one. So we're going to create one column again, and inside here I'm going to add the text. This is the one. No, first this is one. So let's go into heading and let's add the heading. That was maybe a heading 3 or a 4 or something like that. Let's delete the subheading. Let's add that as heading 4 maybe. And then I'm going to duplicate that and grab the text from here. Let's go here. Let's paste the text here and let's go for H2 for this one. And let's go also into the container. I'm going to put a little bit of padding, so unlink that, and I think that it has about 75 again. Top 75, bottom 75. Let's go into the background and we're going to add an image here, not this one, this is the image. And for the image, I think that this is the image again. No, this is a police officer and not a security officer. So let's grab the police officer, this is the one, and select that. And let's see here. No, I thought that this was a sticky image. It was sticked into the same space and it will just hover over the text, but it doesn't do that. So let's change now the color of the headings into white. Okay, and I think I need a little bit of overlay color. Yeah, I sure do. So let's change the overlay color. Let's go into this classic, and for overlay color, let's go for black. And then it's not black, okay, here, and then about 50%, it's about here. Okay, after that I need to put again 3 columns, so let's do the same. Let's add here the plus icon, container, and inside that container I'm going to add 3 containers. 1, duplicate, and if we're wondering, let's change that from this time into row, and as you can see, the moment I change that, not this one, again I just click did a mistake. I need this container to change into row. So now you can see that since it has only 2 containers inside, they automatically take the width of 50-50. So if I click the container here and go into the container, I will see that this container has, where it is, the container has the width, of course, of 100%, but it takes 50% because it's a flex box. And if I add another column here, it will automatically go and grab this remaining space and remove those from 50% into 33, not remove, resize those. So let's duplicate that, and as you can see, those 3 columns go into the same row. So this is how it works. Let's update that and let's also see what we have. So again, we have something like an info box. Now, because I have used the info box so many times, I'm going to use the 3 elements inside here just to make a difference inside here. Let's go and use the icon box. The icon, not the icon box, and I don't see the icon, so let's go and browse all and let's remove that, and I will see here somewhere the icon, I think. Okay, I'm not really sure that I have an icon because I usually go with Cadence blocks and they do have icon. I have info box and I don't have an icon. This is why I didn't find any icon. So I have to go with the info box. Okay. So let's go with the info box and let's go and grab the text. Perfection anytime. And then the other one was this one. Okay, and let's go and change now what we have here. The image color. The icon first will be the clock. Okay, this one is the one that I want. After that, for the content, I will need to have an H4 maybe, something like that. This is for the heading. And then we have the separator if we want and a call to action if we like, which is a button in most cases. And then we need to change the color of the icon into red. I think it was red. Yeah, it was red, but not this red, this red. Okay, after that, I need to change the size of the icon. Let's change that to maybe 40. And then let's go and change the title, and color is white. And I'm going to change this white, okay. And I think that I have to go also, no, I'm not going to change the size of this one. So let's go for the description. I don't have to click it every time. There's no need. And let's go and select that color to be white. After that, I need a little bit of space between the icon and the heading. So let's go for a padding and let's unlink those. Yeah, it's already unlinked. And let's go for bottom and let's go for 20. Okay, something like that. If I go now into here, I will see that I also have a border for this column, and I can do that easily by going into the container and select here to have the border. But I can also do that inside the info box. This is up to you what you want to use. You can do that, the border into the column, but you can do that in the info box if you want. If you do it in the info box, you have to go and remove the padding and the margin from the columns in order to have those touching each other, because as you can see, one touches each other. And I think that it's easier to do that in the column and not the info box. So let's go into the container and let's go into style, border, and select the color to be, let's go and select solid. We have a white color, but I think that we have a little bit of transparency because it's not so bright. It's a little bit like that. And for the width, I'm going to go for 1. And let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. Yeah, I think that this is something that it's similar. I need to go and put a little bit of black inside here. So it has a little bit overcolor, more black in the overlay color. So I think it's something like that. Okay, I can update now. And then I need to put a little bit of padding inside here. So we have a similar layout. Let's refresh here. No, that was a different page that what I want to refresh. I want to refresh this page. Okay, so let's go back here and let's click here into the style, and here I need to go into the spacing, and this is for the whole info box. Okay, let's go and put a padding of maybe 20 for the whole one, for the whole thing. 20. I think it's okay. 20 is okay, I think. Now I can go and duplicate that. And also duplicate. Okay, duplicate. Duplicate. And guess what? Duplicate. Okay, let's go and add here a paragraph and add here a paragraph again. And let's grab this one because it's closer into here. Stop moving, stop moving. Okay, I did it. Let's now grab this one. And I did again. Okay, now I don't really like when I click some element. This is the Spectra doing. It goes into the top of the page. That selected element goes into the top of the page once I select it. And there are times that I'm start building something once I click it, and it will go straight up into the top of the page because this is because I select it for the first time, I think, and go straight to the top of the page. And I wish it didn't do that. It messes up my whole flow, and I need to scroll down again in order to start changing things. So let's leave it right here, this one, and let's click here and leave it right here. Now I know that I said that I need to add the columns and I need to add the border into columns, and then I just create 3 columns and not I need to do another container with 3 columns inside here in order to grab and add different borders. So we're going to see if we're going to do the borders into the info box because I already created that. Let's see how it's going to look in the front end first. Sorry. Remove paragraph, and let's go into here and remove paragraph again. Okay, and now I can go and update that, and I can go into the column and I can copy the settings, copy the style, and select here and paste that. And paste that. And let's see how it looks. Let's go and refresh here. Not here. It's not going to change here. So refresh here, and as you can see, I have this layout that I want, but I also need some lines between those elements. And in order to do that, I have to go and create the same columns into a different container and then make it touch each other. So let's remove that. I think that this is the remove. Yeah, this is the remove because it doesn't show up in the screen. Okay, and then I can go into the container and I can go and select that and duplicate that. Duplicate. Okay, and now I need to go and change here the margin and the padding, the margin and the padding. Let's refresh here, and as you can see now I have something like that, but I need to go into the container here and I have to go for the padding and select here to be for the top and bottom. Let's align that. Top 0, bottom 0. And the same is going to go for every column. Paste style. Paste style. Okay, I don't see anything changing here. Let's see, it has a little bit of spacing. Let's paste style and it doesn't turn into 0. Let's see, did I do that in the info box? Yeah, in the info box. Okay, so let's click here and let's paste style. So this is not what I wanted. It's something different from what I wanted. Okay, copy this and paste, paste, and paste. I want to do that in the column and not in the info box. So I need to do that in the whole container, but also in the separate columns. So let's start with the container. Let's put here 0, and this is the correct one. And let's go to the second container. Let's click that, and this is the container again, and let's select here to be 0. Also for the margin, let's put 0, and here I forgot to put 0 for the margin. So let's click here. Let's click the container, and let's go for the margin and put 0. Okay, let's update that and see first if we have the layout that we want. I think that I need also, no, I don't need to put anything else. I think that I'm okay. Now, as you can see here, I don't have a border at the bottom of the page, so I can remove it easily. I can go into each column here. This is the container for the column, and I can go for the border and select here for the bottom to be 0. So once I do that, it removes the bottom border. So then copy the container, copy style, select the info box, container, paste style, and then again container and paste style. Let's update that, and I can see that I remove the border everywhere. Okay, and I didn't notice that when I was doing. I thought that I had unlinked that, but I didn't. So we have one for the top, one for the right, and one for the left, but no bottom. Let's copy that. Hopefully we have done that correctly this time. Sorry, duplicate paste style we want. Okay, container and paste style. And now let's update that. And let's go and refresh here and see what we have. Okay, some more spacing and we're good to go. So we need to go into this container and we're going to add the spacing, and let's go for row gap and put here 20. Let's update that and let's see how it looks in the front end, and we are okay with that. And now we don't have anything else for this page, so we have completely created the whole page, as you can see here. No, the page that we want to create is here and not the other one. So we have also the testimonial and the request info. So let's go and create the testimonial. So I'm going to grab the testimonial. Let's go and put that in here. Let's click the plus icon, container, and select one column first. Heading and then testimonial. Okay, I'm going to remove the subheading. And I'm going to put for the container, for the sizing, let's align that and put for the top 75 and for the bottom 75 as well. After that, we need to add the 3 containers, and we also need, I think, a button inside here. Let's see. Yeah, we also have a button here, so I could do that with 2 columns and not 1, as I can see here. And I think that this is how I should create that, with 2 columns. But if I do 2 columns for the whole container, then I cannot create that layout inside here. So in order to do that, I'm going to add here inside the container another container. So let's click the plus icon, let's add another container, and now I can go and add here a paragraph in order to grab that and put that inside here. Container, okay, so we can remove the paragraph now. And now that I have the heading inside here, I can go and click here and add the button. And inside that container, I can go and select that to be into the flex properties and select to be as a row. So now I have the style that I want. I don't have to go and add here 2 more columns because I'm not going to add other elements. It's just the heading and the button. So let's click here. Let's remove that button. And now that I have here this one, I can go into the general content and select for the buttons and select that to be right alignment, for the testimonial to be left alignment. I think that was how it looked. Yeah, this is how it looks. Okay, and now I can go and change that to something different like this. In order to do that, I'm going to grab it from the heading that I had here, from the hero note heading. So let's copy the style and let's put that here. Paste style, so I think it's going to go into the same settings, and then we're going to go and select to add the icon, enable the icon. Okay, we're good to go here. And now after the container inside here, I need to go and add another container that it will contain 3 containers. I don't know how many times I have said the word container today. Okay, add the container. Yeah, and then duplicate and duplicate again. Now I can go into this one and I can select that to be as a row. So we have the 3 columns. Now we have a text and then we have an image, and then next to that we have something like that, which can be reproduced with the info box, as you may remember. So we have a heading, maybe because it's a little bit of dark. Maybe we need to add text, not heading. I'm going to add text. Paragraph and then text. Okay, so let's change the text to black. This is the black. Okay, and after that we're going to add also the info box. Okay, and for the info box, general, and I'm going to select for the image to be into the left of the title. And you can also go left for the text and title if you want. Okay, let's change the icon to an image. So let's go and click here and select first. The first image is the Tony Hawk, who is Google Reviewer. Okay, this is the one. Select that. We have a full image, okay, and we need to change after that. I don't need to change the content or the separator here. I don't need anything else. Let's change, let's put that in the middle. So it's going to be in the middle of the two elements, which is how it looks right here, and change the info box to the name, Tony Hawk. And then we need to change this one into Google Reviewer. Okay, Google Reviewer, something like that. Of course, I need to change the style, so we need to go into the icon image. For the width, let's go for 20. Maybe 30, something like that. And for the borders radius, we can go and set that into maybe 20. So we need to do something like that, yeah. And for the size, let's go for 50 pixels width. No, 40 maybe. Yeah, I think that this is closer. This is closer to 40 pixels, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Let's go for the title, and let's change that title to typography, and let's change that maybe to 25 pixels. Maybe less. 22, maybe. 22. After that, we need to change the spacing between the title and the text. So let's go for the bottom to be maybe 3 pixels. 2 pixels. I don't see anything to change, but let's see how it looks in the front end, and maybe this is correctly in the front end. Yeah, as you can see, it has been correctly in the front end. So let's go into the image now and change a little bit of the padding, and let's go for the right one to be maybe 10 pixels. And let's update that, and I'm going to refresh here in order to see it, how it's going to look in the backend as well. Let's wait for that to load. Okay, it didn't take the changes in the spacing, as you can see, but it looks okay in the front end, so we don't have to do anything else here. I think that the radius is a little bit off, so I can go and change the radius if I want. Into the style, into the radius, and let's go and put here 30. Okay, and I'm not going to play anymore with the settings here. I think that the padding messed it up, so I need to put also a left padding here. 10. Because the padding is messing up my radius. And I need to put maybe a different width here. Maybe 60, and then change that to, it doesn't have a percentage value, so let's go for 80, 90, 100, I don't know. Okay, because I add here the padding, it just changed the whole thing, so maybe you need to put also the top padding and bottom padding, I don't know. Yeah, now it changed into different. So now you can go and maybe, let's change that to something different. No, 100 is the one value that it wants. Okay, let's update that, and now I can just duplicate the whole column and then remove those two columns right here, because I have already created this layout inside the container. So I can go and duplicate the container, duplicate, and duplicate again. And then I can go into here and remove the container here, and remove the container again. So we have the testimonials, and I'm not going, of course, to change the text in the testimonials. You can do that easily. After that, we have here this request info, and this is the layout that we're going to rebuild. Let's go and do that. Let's go here and let's add another container. We have two columns, I think, from the beginning. Yeah, with two columns. We don't have any text in the middle, so we need two columns. And now we can go and add first the request info. add the heading. Request info, I'm going to disable the subheading. After that, we have this text, which is in bold. Paragraph. This is the text, which is aligned in the middle. No, aligned in the left, but it's just in bold. And after that, we have, this is the text that I have also. So I can duplicate that. Okay, unbold that and duplicate and paste the text from here. And then I have this 4 rows with an icon here. So I can use an icon list inside here. Let's add an icon list. Let's paste the first one. We can change the icons later on, and we can do it everywhere. So no worries here. Okay, and the 4th row is this text, so I can click here and click the plus and add the 4th row and just paste the text here. Okay, so once you add the icon list, you will see that we have the icon list here, and we have the 4 icons with the text. Of course, it's not that. The icons, this is the rows, so we can go and change the style in the icon list, which will change everything, and then we can also change the style in the icons here in the rows. That will change the text just in that row. So you can put a different icon if you want in every row, put a different link if you want in a row, but if you want to change the whole rows at once, you go into the icon list and you go and change the settings inside here. So the size is for the whole thing, background size, border, as you can see. So we need icon color to be red, as I remember, red. And then we need to change that to a little bit of triangle. So let's go for the icon. And this is the general and the icon, and we're going to put that. I'm going to type right. And I have something different to the right, something like that. Yeah. So this is the one that I want, and if I can see, I have the same space around the icon, between the icon and the text. I have the same space, I think, but I have less space into rows, maybe not. But if you want, you can change into the styles and change what you want. So you can go into the labels and change if you want the gap between the icon and the label, which is this space that we have between here. I think that it's okay with 15, but you can change it if you want something different. No, this is the space between the icon and the label, and you have to go into the general, I think, into the content, and I think somewhere around here is the space that we have. Let's see. Style, size, background, border. Yeah, we have a sizing here, and we have the gap between items. So now we can change here, and we can put 15, so we can change the gap between the rows. Let's leave it as 10. Let's refresh that, and now we can go into the next column, which is this one. I'm going to click that, style, background, and I need to put here a white color because it has a different background. And then let's go and grab. It doesn't have any title. It has a form, so we need to add a form here. I haven't used the form because I usually don't add elements for forms from the builder. I use a different plugin, but we have a form, so we can use that. We have a simple contact form, newsletter form, and suggestion form. We have to go and click the simple contact form, so it grabs automatically some elements here. First name, last name, email, and message. Let's go and see what we have here. Name, email, company, and message. So we need to change the company here, so we have name and not first name. Name, then we have the email, and I can go grab that and go and put that underneath. So we have email, and then we have the company as well. And I moved that underneath because I believe that this is a setting as an email, so it can only accept emails. If you don't put here the @ and then something .com or UE or whatever is your LTD, then it will not accept that, and I need to have that as an email. It's required, I think. Yeah, it's required. Everything is required. So we have also the message, which says message here, and your message is here. Enter your message. I'm not going to change the text that it says here, the placeholder, but you can do that in here. As you can see, autocomplete is off. Okay, number of lines. And then the submit button, I can change the style if I want. And what do we have here? We have a white color with a little bit of border, so we need to change the style. Let's go for border. And let's go for solid, yeah, but we need color to be red. No, sorry, not the whole thing. Okay. I was into the input. Again, I'm not using the form element, so we have the submit button. So let's go here and let's go for the background color. No, the border to be solid, to be the width to be 1. We have a 3 pixels radius, and I'm going to change the color to be red, even if it's red. Okay, it says submit, and here it says send me the quote, so you can change the text here. Send me the quote. And I misspelled that. No, it was correctly. No, it's with U and not Y. Okay, sorry about that. U, quote. Okay, and of course, once I hover, I have the same effect. Yeah, I have the same effect. Now, once I submit, there all the settings are here into, not the style, hopefully, into the general, maybe. Submit button, and it's the alignment and actions. Okay, so whenever you click something, it's going into the email, and then the subject is form submission, and then I cannot do anything else. So this is where you put the email that you want to send, and maybe the submit button has anything else. Let's see here. So we have the Spectra form, okay, and this is the successful message, this is the error messages, but I cannot change the actions after the submit and anything else. You cannot redirect yourself to another page, you cannot do anything else except send any message. So as you can see, it's just a simple form, and it can send a message right away, but for me, I usually end up installing a plugin and use that. If you want to do that, you can just go and add the element in the form element and adjust that if you like. So let's see how it looks in the front end. Let's click the update. No, it's updated already, and I think that I need to change a little bit here. So let's see what we have here. We have this one needs to have a white color, and I forgot that, so we need to click here, Testimonials, and then select the type, and for the color to go with white, or this white. Update and refresh. Sorry, not here, here, refresh. So now I have the color here, and I need to remove a little bit of padding that I have for the columns. So let's go and do that as well. So let's go here, let's go to the container, and let's go for the spacing and remove the padding, the top padding into 0 and the bottom padding into 0 as well. Let's update that, and let's refresh this page, and now I have the same, I think, layout. Maybe it needs a little bit of space. Yeah, I need to put a little bit padding inside this column, so let's do that. Let's select the column, container, and for the spacing, let's go and put something like 20 for the whole thing, and maybe 30 on top and bottom. 30 and 30. Not right, sorry. 20, 30 for the top, and 30 for the bottom. Okay, let's wait for that to update. I think that it's not going to update. Yeah, now it's going to update. And now let's go and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, I need more space, way more space. Let's go for 50 everywhere. Unlink, put 50. Let's refresh, and let's see now if it's going to look better. Yeah, I think that it's better. Also, I need to put a little bit of padding inside here because I have a red space inside here, and maybe the text here is going to go into the left align. Okay, so let's go into the container, not this container, this container. And let's put here for the padding a little bit of right, and let's go for 50. Let's update that and let's refresh the page here and let's see. So we have something like that. Now I'm not going to change the style anymore. And this is how you can create the whole page. And I think that we have covered everything. So the basic features of Spectra, now you can just go and add the elements that you want and then just go into the style and align that. We have three columns here, three tabs in the advanced, which we didn't touch anything. And this is a display condition, which is great that you can see that in the free version. So we have a display condition that we can select the user state if he is logged in or logged out. We have a user role, so you can use it and you can use this to show the element only in administrator or somewhere else. And for the browser, which browser they are using or which operating system. And then if you select something, then you have the other settings that you need to set as well. So let's go then to the responsive columns conditions, and this is if you want to hide something from the tablet because it doesn't make any sense, or for the mobile. And also the z-index, which is to say that this element was going to go on top of any other element. Into the advanced, we have the HTML anchor, which we can use in order to create a link. So we can add that into the menu and then push the page to go into the anchor that we have set. And the additional classes, so we can add a class and then we can change the CSS manually. So these are the three tabs that are going to go and make any element how you want to look. Now, there are some things that are missing, of course, and I'm talking mostly for the default settings. I need to change some things. I need the heading to go and maybe disable this subheading because I don't like it, and then enable if I want it. So I need to go and have it somewhere that the default settings will be like this. Also the container, I want that to have a little bit of space, and I want that to be set like 17 in the root container if I can. Now remember that the Spectra is fairly new. It was a different plugin that they renamed that, and it has different settings, and they are trying to do better, and they're trying to improve, and it takes a lot of updates. It comes from a respectful company. You know that they will update, they will continue making this plugin better. But let's go and grab the page and let's go and make some tests just to see what the difference are. Now, if you compare it to another plugin like the Cadence blocks has more elements, and also they have Pro version that you can use dynamic links, dynamic data. The Pro version of Spectra will soon come, and it will have dynamic data, and of course they will have other things. And I know that they are going to push some elements as well. And yeah, it has some bugs. Yeah, it has some features that I would like to see, but it's fairly good product, and you can use it to create your website. Let's see the numbers, and you can compare it with this. So we have a little bit different numbers. I don't really care about those numbers, but I really care about the 48 requests with the 187 kilobytes of total size. And if I go here, we have 24 requests with 675 kilobytes. Remember that we have used the same images, but we have different numbers here because we have, of course, different requests, different JavaScript, and different CSS files that it's loading. And if I go here, we have 75 for mobile and 97 for the desktop. And here we have 85 for mobile and 99 for the desktop. This is with the Spectra, and this is with Elementor. And that the 24 requests are with Spectra, and these 48 are with the Elementor. Now, of course, it's no surprise here because we know that Gutenberg is way faster than Elementor, and we know that it handles also the request better, and it does a better job. Now, one last thing that I would like to say is as for the code that it reproduces. If I right click here and select to search here to inspect, sorry for the Greek language here, and select here this one, this will bring me to a div, and I would like to see a section here and not a div. This is something that I would like to see because it's a little bit different. Of course, a section is a div, but it has a little bit of a different approach because every element inside a section maybe are for the same message, for the same thing, and I need to change then and have a different section for a different thing inside my page. So I would like the root elements, the root containers to be sections and not divs. Also, I would like here inside the container to have some semantics, so I could change that to be something different. So this was with my tutorial and of course the review at the last part. Hopefully you have understand how Spectra works and you can create the layout that you want with Spectra. It will get better and hopefully it will go and compete with other tools that have also the Pro version when the Pro version comes. And I will create a video when the Pro version comes on how you can use that in order to create something different. So thanks for watching, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Bye.